We're live. Welcome
right.
back, everybody. Happy day one of the Fearless 44. Just kidding. Just kidding. I did this daily challenge for 44 days. People probably got sick and tired of me. I had to do a 3-minute or 2-minute live every day. Was a part of the criteria, I guess. So I had to work every day for 44 days. I had to go 2 minutes live.
Okay.
So that's really helped me. I mean, to get in front of a camera, but I got to work out for an hour, 2-minute cold shower, 15 minutes of personal development, review my, not my core values. I had to review my daily 8s, and a couple other things. A diet, follow a diet.
This was a challenge that your guests have given you.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
Right. Nobody out there give me any of these challenges because that sounds like something that would take me a very long time to ramp up to. And if you miss one of the things throughout the course of the day, you got to start all over. Oh my gosh.
And I had to do it. I had to start over at like day, ended up being like a Fearless 66. And then we did like a Fearless 88 because we did another one because some more people on our team wanted to do it. So we finished the first 44 days. And then about 3 days later, we ended up doing another 44 days.
Well, fearless is a word that I would absolutely think of when I think of you. So
how ironic.
It fits.
Yeah, it's fitting, right? Yeah. Yeah. So anyhow, before we continue more down that rabbit hole, I want to introduce everybody who you are. You're Sean with DeWalt.
Yeah.
I think we may have crossed paths somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
Somewhere, but today we actually got to really, galvanize a relationship. I feel like we're gonna have a pretty good relationship moving forward. I manipulated him into golfing in our charitable Swing for Recovery, and I just put him on the spot. So now
officially, I have to check my schedule, but officially.
Okay. So non-officially, officially he's coming.
Yeah, and everyone will be able to see just how not great at golf I am.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm a lot of fun to play golf.
Listen, it's for charity.
Yeah.
So that's really all that matters. We don't care how well you can golf. I've never golfed a day in my life, but I'm doing it's called Outdrive Tie.
Outdrive tie. Okay, that sounds like a pretty good challenge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do
as long as my 100 yards will make it. Will it make it, or can you drive further than that?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I make it past the ladies' tee. So what is that? About 20 yards? 15, 10?
It varies, but somewhere in that range. Okay. Yeah.
Because I've actually had to walk around. No, I'm just kidding. I
know where you're going. I'm like, is he gonna go there?
Yeah,
gonna go all the way there.
I do at times. This is the icebreaker that when I get real wound up later, God only knows what's gonna happen. Yeah. So Sean, let's talk a little bit or tell everybody about who you are, because I know are you new to the area? Or you knew the position?
So my position has recently changed, but I've been with the company DeWalt Power Tools for going on 23 years coming in February. Mm-hmm. So I've been in the industry for pretty much my whole life. When I was a kid and my family owned restaurants in Meridian, Mississippi, where I grew up. We did all of our own construction, and so I was able to tag along as a wee lad and use some of the tools then. In high school, I apprenticed for a cabinet maker and learned how to make cabinets and learned what precision construction is really all about.
Yes,
and really started to solidify my passion for this industry. Mm-hmm. And then when I got into college, I was working in a more industrial setting at a chip mill. Not making potato chips, chipping trees for making paper.
Okay.
Which in Mississippi, the big industry is the wood products industry.
Okay.
So I went to Mississippi State University, got a criminal justice degree, which was at the time very a passion of mine to do that. And then I got back into my industry that really pulled me in. So I had an opportunity to work for Porter Cable, which is a well-known woodworking brand. And as a cabinet maker, 100% Porter Cable was the brand. Mm-hmm. And when I saw that opportunity to go work for Porter Cable, I'm in. Okay. So then Black & Decker acquires Porter Cable, who owns DeWalt, and then Stanley acquires Black & Decker. And so here I am 23 years later and been in the industry since a kid. So it's 100% a passion of mine. I live here in York now and have been here for 14 years. My wife and I and our 3 beautiful daughters live right down the road.
Awesome.
I'm telling you, like 2 minutes from here.
Wow.
It's amazing.
That is
So,
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome to be here.
Before I forget, and I'll get back to some questions because you said some interesting things, but just so everybody knows, we're at the first annual. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but we're at the first annual. What is it? South Central Pennsylvania's Expo, hosted by the York Builders Association. So I just wanted to throw that out there in case people were wondering why we decided to go live today and why I met Sean and why you're here today. So thank you for coming, and big shout out to Lori and all of the other women over at the York Builders Association. This year they actually promoted me to be vice president of the exec team. So
congratulations.
Who would have ever thought?
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So that's an honor and a privilege to rub elbows with such a fine group of people, and that they trust me enough to be a trusted servant for the community. So that was so fantastic. So anyhow, so you moved to York, PA around 14 years ago, and lifelong passion was to go work for, not maybe long passion, but to work for Porter Cable. And I remember, because my dad, I came from a long line of carpenters.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between a rough framing and a carpenter.
Yeah.
Right. Like a guy, a person, an individual that can build cabinets and staircases and things like that, furniture. Right. That is true carpentry.
Yeah.
Right.
Not easy.
Yeah. No. So you need the right tools to do stuff like that, whether you're edging, planing. Oh man, we had coping saws. My dad. So I grew up in that atmosphere. If you go out, this lumber has actually came from property that we own up in the Adirondacks. I'm originally from the Adirondacks. Okay. So if you go out to our office and if you look at the face of our office, that herringbone it's hemlock that came from upstate New York. And when you come into our office, you'll notice live edge, rough cut lumber and things of that nature came from our property in upstate New York.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah. So I grew up, my grandfather, my dad's brothers, my uncles, all master carpenters. So and Howie, who's been a lifelong friend of our family, has been my dad's kind of right-hand man, who is now today, works with us today, is our master carpenter, who's built all of our wooden boxes that you see here, this table.
Beautiful work.
So we understand woodwork and the smell of wood and the correct tools to use to cut the wood and that smell that comes from it. So I get that. So I can appreciate that.
And you making the connection of having these physical connections back to your roots, into what you're doing today, and taking the time to make those meaningful connections. It's inspiring.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
It is. And I'm a very I can't think of the word I'm looking for. I things have a lot of meaning to me, and I'm a very I can't think of the word, but it's hard for me to.
You need things to be tangible.
Yes, so right. Like I like meaningful things. Yeah. There's like right. Like when we're traveling and I see this stuff, and let's say I'm feeling down or whatever. Like this brings back my roots. Like my family has worked at sawmills, lumberjacks. You know what I mean? Like
100% see why you're doing it and why you did.
Yes. So I'm a very I almost said it. Anyhow, we'll get back to that. I'm sure I'll remember what the word is, but I can appreciate exactly what you're saying about working with your hands with the right tools. So how did you? So you worked for Porter Cable. How did you get tied in with DeWalt? Like how did that opportunity happen?
It was Black & Decker acquired Porter Cable.
Okay.
And Black & Decker owns DeWalt.
Mm-hmm.
So DeWalt is, it's an interesting year for us.
Mm-hmm.
DeWalt was born, I don't know if everybody knows this, but DeWalt was born in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
I didn't know that.
Not far from here.
I did not know
we are in DeWalt country
Country.
right here.
Yeah.
And it was invented and started by Raymond DeWalt in 1924.
Okay.
100 years ago this year.
Wow.
Amazing.
How did I not know that?
This is our 100-year anniversary for DeWalt. And it all started with the Wonder Worker in 1924 by Raymond DeWalt, who invented a radial arm saw that at the time there was nothing like it that existed to be able to cut timber at the rate and the pace that needed to be cut for what was needed in the industry at the time. And
Amazing.
it was a huge leap forward. The industry needed it. And this industry, the most inspiring part about this industry that we're in is that it all comes from leaders that identify a need within the industry to solve a problem that needs to be solved, and everybody comes together to do it. And events like this, we're all thinking the same thing. We're all here for the same reason, trying to move things forward. So 100 years ago, what was the start of the DeWalt brand? And in 1992, Black & Decker took the industrial Black & Decker brand of power tools and moved it to the DeWalt brand. So the DeWalt brand is an old brand, but the DeWalt that you know today of power tools is relatively, for you and I, relatively pretty young for the DeWalt tools that everybody is using today. So it's pretty cool. Porter Cable is one of our brands still to this day, and Stanley owns quite a few brands, and it allows us to deliver a complete solution for every trade and every construction project, and that's really our mission. We're all about productivity and safety. We really want to drive safety and try to lead the way in the area of safety to keep people safe. We got products in our Perform and Protect range that mitigate injuries, that if a tool gets bound up, it shuts it down. So no longer you're getting slapped in the face and broken wrists from your drills and things like that. But now we're starting to look at how do we help the industry to prevent those long-term chronic injuries that happen over the course of a career. And this is where we're starting to turn our attention. Personally, my passion, my mission is I want every person that's in this industry, when they decide that this is the work that they want to do, when they retire, they can enjoy retirement. They don't have busted knees and now I'm retired, but I got to deal with that. And right now, our folks are dealing with that. They're just accepting it. And it's not right. So these are the things that we want to try to work on.
Or carpal tunnel or things.
All of these
shoulder issues,
chronic issues that happen over the course of a career that you've done all these great things for the world. Now it's time to enjoy your retirement and do it in a very
are you saying that
way.
You guys are developing tools that would be easier on the body?
Exactly.
Okay.
Easier on the body. And not just tools that make it easier to do, but looking at ways to remove the way the application is done completely. So, for example, in the concrete, in the MEP space, if you're hanging rod overhead today, you're going to drill a hole. Concrete dust, silica exposure. If you're holding that rotary hammer up, you're dealing with the ergonomics challenges of holding that hammer up. But we have software now that allows you to work within the model to place where that anchor is going to go ahead of time and cast it into the concrete. So none of those things are even needed to be done. So we're looking at it in a much more holistic way. And then looking at how do we get you off the floor from doing applications to bring the tool up in a standing position. So holistically across all the applications.
Where do you think that idea came from? Just from consumer reporting, like, getting feedback from consumers? Or
good question. We spend countless hours out in the field on job sites with folks like yourself, getting out on the field and learning and hearing and observing and what are the things that are happening, because in a lot of cases folks don't understand that these are problems that need to be solved. They just are problems that they're dealing with. Like I give my team all the time, I give them an analogy. Imagine that, I'll pick a brand. Imagine IBM comes to you and says, hey, I'm here to talk to you about your problems with your computer. Can you tell me where do you spend most of your time? We're thinking about maybe taking the S key and moving it over here and the N key and moving it over here. And think of it like that, because when you come to your job site, you got to give folks a little bit of time to absorb what is it that you're trying to do and give some time to think. Because everybody just kind of accepts how things need to be done.
Exactly.
And you got to ask and ask and ask why, until you uncover that, oh, wait a second. Maybe we can find a way to just skip that and do this a different way, or do it in a much safer, more productive way. And this is where invention and discovery comes from. And this is what we're all about. It's getting out in the field and partnering with companies like yourself to get out there and do it, and your listeners that are all listening in. So it's certainly a passion. there are thousands of us with DeWalt that think the same way, and we have a big mission.
That's great.
And we're trying to help, trying to make things better.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that I had no idea DeWalt was out of Lancaster. Never knew that. I don't know if anybody else knows that.
And it was born in Lancaster. DeWalt is based in Towson, Maryland.
Okay.
Born in Lancaster.
Okay, but it's still in the Mid-Atlantic region.
Oh yeah.
Like
right
who
here.
knew? I mean, it could have came from Texas for all I knew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or China. I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had no idea. So that's amazing. So I guess to get back to my initial question so DeWalt acquired Porter Cable? Is that, and so you've been with the company forever. Like how long now?
23 years.
Okay.
And Black & Decker acquired Porter Cable, and at the time Black & Decker owned DeWalt.
Okay.
So not DeWalt to Porter Cable, but Black & Decker owned.
And that says a lot about you as an individual, because obviously a lot of times when there's acquisitions and mergers and stuff, they kind of trim the fat. But not just that, it says a lot about their company, but it also says a lot about who you are loyalty wise, the type of person that you obviously are trustworthy and responsible, right? To be at a company for 23 years says a lot, I think, about a person. Like most people, and you don't really hear that this day and age, right? So what do you think has kept you around that long? Because I mean, obviously it's not always about the money.
Yeah.
What would you say that has kept you?
It's not about the money. With
Porter Cable, Black & Decker, and DeWalt through all those transitions? I'm sure there were some fearful times there where you might have thought that you might have lost your job. But what kept you around?
It's very insightful that you think about that. That not many people would think about that part of my journey. Yeah. That without me having to say it. Yeah, it's very insightful. Yeah. Well, purpose. The purpose that drives me, that gets me up out of bed every day, is how do we are in a part of the world that is delivering basic necessity, the housing and homes, shelter, food and shelter. These are basic necessities. Yeah. We are in the business of delivering those basic needs, and they are a matter of survival. And we are facing a very real skilled labor shortage in our industry. And those like yourself that are stewards of this industry are doing things like to help the York Home Builders Association bring people in and investing in bringing people in to deliver new skilled labor so that we can keep moving. And this purpose is like that. DeWalt has a $30 million pledge over the next 5 years to contribute to organizations like York Builders, which we have done. Yes. And to help bring people in and get them excited about the future in construction, because it's pretty cool what's coming. Yeah. And all of the advancements in technology and the ability to design buildings in 3D CAD, and it's amazing what's coming, and there's really a lot of opportunity to get folks excited about it. Yeah,
it really is. And that's a good topic too. There are companies out there that won't accept that. Yeah, that change is coming. Yeah, right. There's been a lot of change over the years. Whether roofing aerial measurement tools is a big one. Yes, so you got Eagle View and a whole plethora of companies doing that now. But CRMs, the technology, I mean, there's just so much technology. I mean, why wouldn't that happen with our tools that we use? And and when you were saying that, I thought of something too, because the next generation of kids coming through, everything's done with this. So why wouldn't you upgrade the tools that we're using today to match 100%. A little more of what they're being taught in school? Like we used to notebook, we had books, we had pencils, we had pens. My son carries an iPad. Yeah. You know what I mean? So why wouldn't we want to update the old school tools that we used to use to more of the updated version of the skill set? Because the skill set is changing. Yeah. Right. And if we don't stay ahead of that, and DeWalt seems like they're between trying to take care of, do you want to sneak in here?
Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
Sorry. Come on.
Sneak in here. Sorry. We were just talking about the evolution of tools.
Oh, I
And-
know a
and-
lot about that.
Do you? Okay.
She's gonna get in
I was
there.
going to say something, but I'm not. I saw he was waiting. That was not good,
I was-
Lori. Yeah, sorry. We're live, just so you know. Yeah.
We're live right now.
Yeah, right this
Right
second.
now.
Yeah.
And this
Thank
is a
you.
directional mic, so you
There you go. Yeah. So this is Lori, everybody. We were talking about where we're at today. We're at the South Central Pennsylvania's Expo, hosted by the York Builders Association
Yes.
at the Wyndham Garden, York, Pennsylvania. And you're a rock star. Okay.
Thank
and
That is a fact.
Oh,
yeah. And I
this is
just
my
want
fan club of 2.
yeah. No, listen,
Thank you.
everybody in here, I mean, it's been seamless. And I'm not just saying that because
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting in front of you right now. There has not been a hiccup. You let us in when we needed to get in. You're like,
Mhm.
hey, whatever you need, we got you. Your team has been amazing.
No, thank you.
And I'm not just saying that. That was one of the first things he said to me when we were talking
Mm-hmm.
about this. I've talked to many people so far. Everyone's down here. We talked to everybody. Everyone said the same exact thing, Lori. I just thought you really needed to hear that because I know you're like I am. I'm
Mhm.
my own worst critic.
Mm-hmm.
We should have did this. We should have did
Yep,
that.
we have a
Hindsight-
list already.
yeah, all the things, right? But I know
Yeah.
you're either mentally taking notes or you're actually jotting these things down to make this thing better next year.
Yep.
You've done an extraordinary job
Oh, thank
on
you.
hosting this. So let's talk about where did this idea come from? Why did you want to do this?
Well, my thought was I needed to have something available to our contractors and suppliers. So those are our customers, our contractors. So we put a focus group together of contractors and we said, what do you need? And they wanted an event like a lot like the International Builder Show, which is usually held in Las Vegas.
Yep.
We wanted to bring something local, but we didn't want to go too big, too quick.
Mhm.
So we started out a little bit small with about 40 exhibitors and seminars throughout the whole day. We're going to get the feedback and then take it to the next step every year. But it was a service for our contractors and suppliers to meet the contractors. But we didn't just want York Builder members. We wanted to reach out to all of South Central PA to
Mhm.
help build your business footprint.
Mhm.
So you want, as the economy's changing rapidly these days, you wanted to reach more people. And I know you gave us a lot of compliments. I appreciate it, but we couldn't do it without the support of our members. I
Mhm.
mean, you guys are great supporters of the association,
Yeah.
and we wouldn't be able to put this together without you. So
Yeah,
we
no, we
appreciate the
appreciate you.
members.
We appreciate you. You know, I remember it was at a home show. I don't know how many years ago. It was a few years ago where you asked me to be a part of the York Builders Association. I told a couple of people this. I was introduced to some new members and stuff like that. And honest to goodness, it's been one of the best things that I've ever done. One, I've come to learn and realize the importance of partnerships and networking, right? And I've come to realize that my network has become my net worth. Okay, it's because of through people and the sphere of influence that you have on people that are now in my life today that has increased the quality of my company. And it's kind of giving me goosebumps right now because of the home shows, we've been able to retain our team. I'm not even talking about leads and stuff like that. I'm talking about the fellowship and the camaraderie and the platforms that you have given us to host our own little events within your events for me to hire, retain, and recruit people. Okay. So kudos to you for allowing us to galvanize our culture that we have today, because we had a few people here that from our company come in and set this thing up. They love it. They're like, oh my God, Ty's got another event. Let's go, you know, with Lori and the girls over at the YBA and stuff like that. So thank you. But getting back to the network portion of it, like, you know, Jeff Walker just walked by. We sit on the board together. For whatever reason, neither one of us connected the dots of what he does and what Horizon does. So what do you think? What do you think is going to start happening?
Yep.
Jeff's going to start using our services because of you, because of the conduit that you've created for us to connect, right? Jeff and myself. And I'm sorry I keep talking about this stuff, but the importance of what it is that you do and the legacy that you're leaving. Your legacy is whether you know it or not, because one of the biggest things that I talk about all the time is that my dream needs to be big enough for everyone else's dream to fit in. but
Right.
you've taken it one step higher where your legacy is large enough for our legacies to fit in, Lori.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's a passion. You can see the girls at the YBA
Hmm.
believe in the passion and in our members.
Yeah.
And we really enjoy going to work every day
Yeah.
and talking to our members and making those connections with our members and the community, because we have so many good contractors in York County
Mhm.
and they're a family and they help each other. You can see on the board, Ty, being a board member,
Mhm.
how everyone helps each other and they're really there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we are, I don't know if you mentioned that DeWalt, we had the wonderful grant from DeWalt with $10,000 worth
Wow.
of tools for our
I
Workforce
didn't bring
Now
that up.
Foundation.
And he humbly didn't bring it
No,
up,
and that was amazing. And if it wasn't for our connection with Sean,
right?
I don't think our foundation would have gotten that grant and that scholarship.
Yes.
So thank you so much for that.
100%. Just so everybody knows the story.
Yeah.
We've lived in York. We've talked about this before.
Mhm.
Lived in York for 14 years, and about a year and a half ago, we moved over here on this side of town. And every day, I'm driving by the York Builders Association, and I'm thinking, oh, gosh, I need to. I would really like, because we were talking about purpose earlier.
Mhm.
I'd really like to find a way for me to be a little bit more connected local, because I work down in
Mhm.
Towson. That's headquarters for DeWalt.
Right.
I'm driving by every day. So I find your email address on the website, and I email Lori and so, well, let me just see, because she's probably going to think, oh, this is DeWalt trying to sell me something, and I get that.
Mhm.
But it didn't matter. Fearless immediately emailed me back. I mean, almost immediately.
Mhm.
Hey, come on in. Let's stop by and let's meet. And immediately, as soon as I meet Lori, I know she's filled with purpose.
Mhm.
She's doing this for a purpose or passion.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm in. So how do I get more
Right.
involved? So here we are.
Yeah.
And this is with two very passionate, purpose-built.
He's
People,
also going to
so,
put a foursome in our Swing for Recovery golf tournament.
Oh,
There we
nice.
go. There we go. You're going to just see
Excellent.
how
Oh, yeah.
great I am at golf.
Yeah.
Yes. Ty does a lot.
I
for the
keep putting him on the
community.
spot, busting him about that. But no, that's amazing. And when people come, when multiple people with purpose, right, come together, like we together as a team can accomplish great things.
Mhm.
You have your team, you got your team and the wonderful company. Did you know DeWalt what originated out of Lancaster, PA?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, give her the story real quick.
All right, so real quick. So Lancaster, Pennsylvania, in 1924, 100 years ago,
Wow.
this year was
Wow.
started by Raymond DeWalt in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, with a radio arm saw to solve a problem of productivity that was needed to cut timbers at a rate that was unheard of. It was being done by hand until
Wow.
that point, and it allowed for the boom in construction that happened at that time. So it's pretty awesome. Now in Towson, Maryland is where DeWalt is based, still in the neighborhood. It's right down the road,
Yeah.
not too far away.
No, not at all.
But it's all right here. This is where it all started, right here in this area.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea. Yeah, it's an amazing story. Yeah. So anyhow, we're here at the South Central Pennsylvania Expo, first annual.
Yeah.
And so far, what would you change next year?
So I think what we're saying, we felt it was well organized. It came together really, really well. We were on a very tight time crunch because it was 10 to 5. Nobody slept.
Mhm.
So we had I think setup wise, everything went well.
Mhm.
I think I want to add more exhibitors in the Crystal Ballroom and then do the keynote speaker an hour before we open exhibit hall. I feel like the keynote, same time exhibit hall opened, kind of conflicted with exhibitors being able to attend. So I think that's one thing. We have a lot of little things that we want to do differently,
Mhm.
but we're going to get feedback from the exhibitors and the contractors who attend. Did we give them everything they wanted? Did they want to see more of something else?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're
Yeah.
excited about this, and we think this is really something we can grow for the community. Our home and garden shows for the consumer,
Mhm.
and this event is for the contractors. So we want to service both areas.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to ask you more about that. Like what are your, I don't want to call it expectations, but I guess what is your dream, when this comes to fruition, like what like he talked about purpose. So like you talked a little bit, bringing the contractors and stuff together, but really, when before this came to fruition, like what was your big dream? Like I know there's IRE and there's the other one. I call it the International Roofing Conference, which is our real big one. There's the IBC, International Builders.
IBS.
IBS. Yeah, that's in Vegas. Is that what you want this to be, or like what
I wanted was really an opportunity just to give. We have like the families of the contractors. Like there's so much here locally for our homeowners, and to bring everyone together and to learn from each other and to support each other. We're going through a hard economy. I mean, we're gonna have to tighten our belt, but we got to be there for each other.
Yeah.
So I wanted the contractors to come out and meet our local suppliers. These are all local businesses that give so much to our community. So we need to be there to support them. We had Myers Building Product Specialists sponsor this whole event. Take the risk with us, like TC Backer, and be there for us to take that risk to bring everyone together. And I think that's a great opportunity. We have codes that are changing come 2020. We have the 2021 code coming into effect in 2025. So we need to get the contractors up to speed on that. And those are the couple of seminars that we're hosting today.
Let's talk about a few of them, because I think that's really cool that, with codes and some of the other speakers, what they're talking about and stuff like that. And because there's not much going on for us, or where for us to go to learn these things. So let's talk about the intentionality about that. Not just that, but let's talk about the topics and who these people are and where they're from.
Okay. So this morning we had the keynote speaker was Eric Lynch, who's an economist at the National Association of Home Builders. So Eric gave an update on the housing and the forecast for the housing industry and what to expect. Some really good information. York County alone has recovered from the COVID with unemployment. So it's good to see where we stand in Pennsylvania with employment and housing. So that was very interesting for most.
Yeah.
And then we have Pennsylvania Housing Research Center right now is doing an update on the codes. So they're going over all the code changes and what the contractor should expect. We had a marketing company doing a marketing class. And what's interesting this year is we're doing what we call Biz Bites. So we branded it. It's Biz Bites, Learn from a Pro, and they're 15-minute segments on hot topics. So subcontractor misclassification, the home improvement contractor, registration law. We have just about 5 of them. So they'll go 15 minutes and you move on to the next one, get your information, and then go on to the next class. So
do you have to sign up for them, or you just wait in line?
Anyone can attend.
Okay.
So it's pretty busy over there with the seminars.
Because I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I mean, unless I did a bunch of research, but I wouldn't even have thought about like the codes changing and things like that. So for you to bring that to our attention, like you're giving us a place where we can come and be educated and level ourselves up to be a better, more productive company in the economy. That if you think about those that are in this room, we are the economy in this local area right now. So you're giving us all a platform to come and collaborate, meet each other, and be able to get educated while we're here, plus make new friends and start networking with people. So I really want to emphasize that. Like, Lori, I don't know if you understand the magnitude of like what it is that you actually pulled off here, or if you even knew what you were doing while you were doing it. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes
in a while. So.
Yeah, no doubt. But like, it's super cool. Super cool. Like, thank you so much for doing this. I know you're incredibly busy.
Oh, thank you.
I keep getting a hairy eye from your stepson over there, and check
my handler.
Yeah, your handler. So I know you're super busy, but you're killing it. You crushed it. You've already crushed it.
Oh, thank you. It's the supportive members like yourself, but also if anyone out there wants to learn more about the Builders Association, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you and your businesses make those connections and keep up to date and learn. So we're here at the York Builders Association. If you're not a member, reach out to us.
Awesome. Awesome, everybody.
Well, thank you.
Lori.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yep,
See ya.
cool. Okay, where were we? Or should we wrap this up? What time is it, Vic? It's 1:00. Okay. Well, how about if we take a quick lunch break here?
Okay.
Sean, thank you. It's been amazing meeting you.
You too.
I'm imagining that we're going to stay in contact after this.
Yes, we are.
We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, love, share, subscribe, and follow us. We are now live on YouTube, Facebook. You can catch us on the replay on Spotify, Apple, and Google. So if you didn't catch the beginning of this, please check us out on any one of those platforms. Until we go live next, stay safe, take care of each other, and we'll see you soon.
So long, everybody.